Hi, welcome to Saunders Sisterhood. I'm Carrie, and this is a YouTube channel for the single childless person. Our video today is 4 ways to find childless friends. I did a video earlier about the importance of having childless friends, and I already know questions that will come up with that is, well, that's great to know the importance of it, but where do I find them? So that's what this video is. So the first suggestion that I have to find other childless people is childless/child-free meetups. Now, with these, to be clear, they're often not exclusively single childless or single child-free people there. However, it's usually a mix of the two when I've gone to some of these types of meetups. Again, what I do is I just put childless or child free in the meetup search bar, and then I see what comes up. In the Denver area, there's actually quite a few. Obviously, this is probably easier if you're in a bigger city. However, I have another tip if none show up for you when you put this in the search. The other thing that sometimes is a barrier to attending meetups is it can feel really anxiety producing to go somewhere where you don't know anybody else. So I always like to kind of insert like a quick tip or sub tip for that. And when you go to this meetup, really try and think about maybe 3 or 4 questions you have in your back pocket that you can ask people if there's a lull in the conversation or you're starting to feel a little bit awkward. And typically, people like to answer questions about themselves. So think of a question that you can ask somebody when you're sitting there at dinner or at the coffee shop or on the walk or wherever it is you guys are going. Number 2, look for over 35 or over 40 social meetups that are not dating meetups. This is really important. And really make sure that it doesn't look like it's a bunch of people that are trying to meet up in order to partner up. But they are out there. So again, in the Denver area, there's one that's called Unforgettable 40s. And you can look and see who's a member of that group. It's mostly women. And the types of events that the person suggests are clearly not kind of hookup or dating events. So just peek around on the page to get a sense or to get a feel of that. My other tip related to these are the meetups or the activities that are suggested that are on weekdays and evenings. I usually find that those are overwhelmingly filled with people without kids. Again, typically for parents, going to a meetup, going out to dinner with a group of people on a weekday is usually a little bit harder for them to swing. Again, not always. I'm not telling you that there's not going to be parents and things like that in these meetups, but the concentration or the odds that you'll find more childless people or child-free people in there are much greater. Number 3, initiate. So making friends as an adult is difficult. In my work as a therapist, this is a topic that comes up for lots of people. How do I make friends? So you are not alone in this. And my suggestion is if you run into somebody or you meet somebody who mentions they don't have children and you're like, she seems or he seems like somebody that could be helpful to hang out with or could be potentially fun to get to know a little bit more, just cut to the chase and invite them. Most adults feel flattered when someone asks them to do something. They appreciate when somebody asks them to do something. It feels good. And again, it doesn't have to be this big thing. Maybe it's coffee, maybe it's a walk, whatever that is. But take the risk and invite somebody. They will very likely appreciate that you do that. Obviously, be safe in how you go about doing that. But it's definitely probably going to go over well. The fourth reason is, and this is really something new for me, consider some online friends. it's at least a really good place to start. If you're feeling anxious or you don't feel like any of those things that I suggested are available in an area in which you live, consider online friends. I think that this is a benefit. It is helpful. It's fun. I've met some great people online as well. This YouTube channel has a kind of companion Instagram account and website. If you are like, well, I don't even know where to start, think of Saunders Sisterhood. We could be a good place for you to start. We do monthly online events for other single childless people for you to get to know. And we do kind of a lot of fun events as well, like socials, book clubs, things like that, as well as some workshops. We try and make sure we have some social time in there too. So consider the online friends as well. And if you need a place to start, consider Saunders Sisterhood. If you have any other suggestions for other people who are watching the video or for myself, drop them in the comments. Would love to learn more. If you have any feedback about these suggestions or any additional tips related to these suggestions, put them in the comment below. And good luck. Again, it's not easy, but it's definitely worth it. See you next time.